Welcome to Tech to Tech presented by KYZEN, where we will explore common cleaning questions and answers. Let's get started. I would like to introduce KYZEN's own Kelly Finch.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, my case study is about finding the right fit. This is a solvent case study. So, we had an opportunity. We had a customer that had several older vapor degreasers that were operating with NPB. They were looking to discontinue the use of NPB due to the OSHA and environmental regulations. Kaizen has been working with them for some time now and on helping to enhance their performance of their cleaning process and also help them transition out or away from NPB. With the help of the project engineer at the company, the transition was made possible with the persistence of Kaizen on the transition from NPB to make the customer successful. What this case study will provide is the value of the transition process and how sometimes things may change due to external circumstances that may yield a better result in the end. So, our challenge. So, what was the challenge? The challenge was to change all the vapor degreasers over to our Metal Knox M6920 product that the customer initially decided on. It was understood that due to the age and wear of the machines, that they may not perform as effectively or efficiently as a newer machine would, and that there may be higher consumption usage due to this factor. This solvent was selected by their EH&S division due to its preferred compatibility, environmental, and exposure benefits. We decided to possibly help mitigate any unnecessary solvent loss. We recommended the addition of the KYZEN Kapture to help with autonomous soil management. So the process, because of all of the compatibility studies and testing that had taken place over several years, we were actually able to test a number of different solvents for efficacy cleaning. Normally, this is a standard service that we would like to provide so that we had a few good options to present to the customers so that they can see all the possible options. With the Metal Knox 6920, the customer did not see any difference on cleaning and actually experienced better cleaning than before. The customer was very pleased with this, but the one huge benefit is that they realized that the boil point of the solvent and the temperature of the parts coming out of the machine. This was a complimentary bonus. The customer now was able to instantly handle the parts from the degreaser and continue processing. This sped up the overall cleaning time and was a great value added component to the process. Also, the operators were grateful that they did not have to wear cumbersome thermal resistant gloves now and that it increased their dexterity of their hands. So as you can see, this is what the machine looked like before. As you can see, the refrigeration was not properly tuned leading the coils to become icy and inefficient. When coils are iced like this, they will actually hurt the efficiency of the machine and lead to a higher solvent consumption due to it not cooling the chamber effectively. This is one of the value added services with KYZEN. We are able to actually go in and adjust the machine to work in its optimum level and aid the customer in reducing solvent consumption. So after we fixed the machine, as you can see now that the machine has been tuned and correctly adjusted, this allowed the machine to run as it was intended to. If you look at the picture to the right, you can see that the coils are properly condensing and the vapor in the correct area of the machine and allowing for better distillate action on the coils. This makes for a better functioning degreaser and a better cleaning process. So what were some of the situational issues? So after testing trials were complete, using their degreaser, the customer was very pleased with the overall cleaning of the parts and was delighted that the process was accelerated due to the value addeds. However, the only complaint that the customer had was that the consumption of the older degreaser was unsustainable financially. The customer was fully aware that it wasn't anything the solvent did, nor KYZEN, and that it was just the nature of dealing with older equipment. So, what were the takeaways that we learned? Sometimes things affect success that are out of our control. Sometimes a good solution isn't always the right fit overall. Even in the roughest situations, we still need to focus on the customer and their needs and try to find a solution. Remember, we're always there to help. So you may ask, did we just pack up and go home? No, we didn't. So we persisted. So initially, this conversation started about 6 years ago. And as time progressed, continually touching base with them kept the reminder that Kaizen was the bridge to helping them achieve that successful crossover when the time came. So consistency is the key with everything. Even when issues did present themselves, it is our duty to reassure the customer that there's always a solution, and one way or another, we're going to make it across the finish line together. We stayed on task and kept being receptive to the customer's needs and concerns, meanwhile, giving the customer viable options and solutions to aid the customer in being successful. The customer had to do a little back end work on their side, but we were pleased to know that they knew that Kaizen had their back. So experience is worth its weight in gold. We knew in the beginning that it's always good to have more than just one right answer in your back pocket, just in case. Being that time was on our side, we were able to provide those right answers. One of the alternative answers was our MetalNox M6900 product. This was a higher boil point solvent that we tested previously that cleaned the parts just as good as the M6920 did. And also the added bonus to this was that we had found that the M6900 loves older degreasers and plays well with the customer's pocketbook. Now it's the time for the shot for the win. Now M6900 is in the degreasers. Now the machines began to run better with much lower fugitive emissions and provide the same level of cleaning. The parts were still able to be handled after processing, and the operators didn't need to wear thermal protection, so they were happy. In addition, as the customer stated, to experience the power of the capture, continuously keeping the degreasers maintenance department extremely happy, and that they no longer had to shut the degreasers down for cleaning maintenance due to the captures always kept the machines clean now. So what did Kaizen gain from this? Well, I can tell you that we gained from this a happy and successful customer. And at the end of the day, that's all that really counts. So in conclusion, sometimes there's going to be situations that create issues. It's our job and our focus to build the trust of the customer and also to solve their problem. Knowledge and confidence in your product and your team always leads to success in the end. Always stay focused and directed towards the customer's issues and problems, and you will find a solution. So now let's go on to frequently asked questions. Question number 1, is my degreaser too old to change over? Your degreaser isn't necessarily too old per se. The question that I would ask is, will it still fit your current needs and future goals? Even an old machine can be improved to work well. My main focus is that will it be a good fit for you in the future? Question 2, what solvent should I use? The answer to that is that there's not only one solvent that fits all situations. It is our responsibility to do our due diligence and present to you the best option for your solution. Question number 3. What is the KYZEN Kapture? A KYZEN Kapture is an autonomous, continuous solvent soil management system. This machine actively scavenges for soil in the solvent continuously while the degreaser is running to prevent or greatly reduce downtime in service cleanings. And finally, question number 4. Can I request a complimentary compatibility and cleaning test? You absolutely can. We highly recommend it. You can do this by visiting our website and request a cleaning test. This has been another Tech to Tech talk. Thank you for tuning into this presentation. I'll turn it back over to William.
Thank you, Kelly. And thank you all for watching this Tech to Tech session. If you would like to discuss this topic further or have any questions not answered in the session, please contact your local KYZEN regional manager or send an email to tech@KYZEN.com, and we will have someone follow up with you as soon as possible. To download the case study this session was based on, click the link in the description. Do you want to have exclusive access to future content sent directly to your inbox, or do you know someone who'd benefit from these sessions? If the answer is yes, just go to tech2tech.kyzen.com and fill out the subscription form. And if you like this video, be sure to follow us on our social media platforms for more expert cleaning content.